Who would you vote for? Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because we're going to answer the question who you would vote for. Or at least just look at a poll I put out there, removing everything but the previous job for the 5 candidates that are nominating or running for the by-election that I'm in Stretton here. So we'll have a look at that. But before we jump to that, just a little update for those of you that were so kind to leave nice messages on the community post I put about young Edward, who has been taken to hospital. Now, the poor little guy, he has two illnesses or 2 viruses he's got. He has rhinovirus and para-influenza. So these are all pretty standard that most of us get, most children get. And the poor little guy, because he's got Downs, it's just a bit harder for him, particularly with his respiratory system. So, you know, they've got him there, observing him, taking care of him. Rachel's there with him. And, you know, thank you for everyone that left your kind messages. She appreciates seeing it. And it was why we couldn't do our Twitch stream yesterday. And also why I've been, house husband today. I tell you, I got the kids cleaning, everything. House is spotless. All the food's made. I taught my 8-year-old how to make a steak and our 4-year-old how to cook scrambled eggs. So it's running like a well-oiled machine with Dad in charge. Let's see how long the novelty lasts. But I went and visited Edward, and what you see there, that's not a special thermometer or anything. That's Rachel removing the heart rate monitor from his big toe that he tore off and started eating. Because, of course, it's got a little LED light on it. He loves it. It's interesting. And to me, that's obviously a very good sign of how he's going. So he's doing fine, and they just need to keep an eye on him, really. The poor issue he has is at night time. It's just with the breathing gets hard with all of the, the gunk that gets created. So he is doing well, and hopefully, life will return back to normal in a couple of days. But it's just the way things are and what happens. This has been going through the whole family. I think I'm the only one that has managed to escape it so far, or I got it and didn't notice it. Funny that. Now, a word from today's sponsor. It's our US channel, HeiseSaysUS. Now, just in case you weren't aware, I have another channel where I focus on more US-centered news and topics. Check it out if that's interesting to you. It should be to most of us because US is, well, a very interesting place, isn't it? So let's see who you would vote for. And you can still go and vote on this. I'll just have a shot of coffee while you think about it. I just went through the candidates and looked at what their last job was. What do you think? So we've got 2,200 votes, a significant number. 5 candidates step up for your by-election. Who would you vote for based on their last career? The cop got 5%. The political staffer, he only got 1%. Why wouldn't you all want a political staffer? They know how the system works. They know it all. They're in politics. They can play the game. The nurse or midwife, 12%. The civil servant, who wouldn't want the civil servant? A step above the political staffer. But 78% voted for the small business owner. So let's have a look at your comments, what people have said. So I'll bring this up here, and here we go. We'll sort by 138 comments. We'll sort by top comments. So Dimitri, most important, the candidate will not be a member of the major parties. Okay. Well, I can see and I can understand why you're kind of sick of the major two. This is where I'm hoping people will learn to use their preferences, the power that we have there. Unfortunately, most people can be bought or intimidated once they get there, from Kurt. Sadly, that's true. As I forgot, a homeless dude would get my vote. It doesn't matter, unelected lobbyists run the show. From Z. Ardy. Yeah, well, it doesn't have to be. We can change the system, yes. We the people, or we the sheep. Tenacious V. I'd vote for the one that grew up poor and had to build everything they have from nothing. Yeah, there you go. If you're building it from nothing, that is important. And you kind of self-made person. But how many of the self-made stories? Just look at Musk. It's all utter BS, isn't it, when you dig into it? Lee, you need to know their platforms. Backgrounds only gives you some idea of experience. Yeah, I know, but you've got to understand, most people will just vote for the party or what their parents voted for. So get the restaurateur, cafe owner, or travel agent into Parliament and bring the popcorn from question anything. Yeah, okay, no, that would be good. Ray, none. I'm afraid Australia needs a revolution. Corruption is too much to be cleansed by voting. No, see, this is the thing. A multicultural society like ours doesn't have revolutions, everyone. It has civil wars. Look at Yugoslavia. That's not what you want. You want to at least work with the system and activate enough people politically so we can change it. Because the alternative, well, it's much worse. So intellectual. Who we want to vote for is always scuttled by the party machines first. They always support the political hacks. Their position does not indicate their political stance on freedom and responsibility. No, but it gives you an understanding, John, of their background and their experience, and that's going to influence their political stance on freedoms and responsibilities. A small business owner who has struggled with the burden that the state has placed on them is probably going to appreciate the damage that increased government intervention in people's lives can have, as opposed to, I don't know, someone who's only ever worked for the civil service their entire life, or someone who's been a political staffer. You know, none, because the entire system has to change from where the Constitution is followed. Okay, great question. Even better answers in the poll. I've renewed faith in the Australian citizens. So 3 brown eyes is happy. We had a local council candidate who used the fact that his wife was a nurse and used all her attributes in his long-winded yet no substance pitch to the normies. It was very cringy to read. Yeah, well, I mean, everyone loves the nurses. I mean, it's a job like any other, guys. Here's the thing, with very powerful unions, that's the problem. For me, it depends on the background of the civil servants. If voting helped, they wouldn't let us do it. That's the sand. See, that's so defeatist, Tez. It's so defeatist. You know, even I'm not that much of a doomer. Come on. I don't know who collects my garbage and mows the local park, as long as they ain't woke. They have my vote. That's the biggest issue for Les. Thank God votes are low for entitled cops and civil servants. Pew, that was a relief. Yeah, wait till you see who'll get in. None of them have proven their leadership competency. Until then, I'd vote for someone else who did. Same reason which I don't want to vote for them to be my doctor. I think I'd like a social worker. Hubert, engineer. Need more people that know how to gather data and make a logical decision based on that data. No, that's right. I mean, we do look at Malcolm Roberts. You know, you want more engineers in Parliament, but then all the people they're surrounded with won't appreciate it. From Muzzle, none, because it's a waste of time. Socrates already said democracy was bound to fail. Systematic greed and corruption have proven him correct. Anyone who puts their faith in another man or woman is setting themselves up for disaster, as all people can be corrupted. I mean, she makes a very good point there, because you're going to lose, you're going to be disappointed every time you go with a party, you go with a person. You know, and this one's gotten a few replies there. I'll let you work through that one. Marcus, I wonder, are most civil servants from Brittany and Canada? How many came since Brexit? Okay, that's kind of not specific to this occasion. I'm not sure. I'd rather vote for the independent man. Luke, I do not believe the average person takes the time to look into the background and policies of candidates outside of their brief blurb given to them by the media. Well, you're right, and they won't look at any of the policies. A lot of people, I think 5% of voters make their decision by the how to vote cards. They make it on the spot as they arrive there. You know, I voted COP, but that's because cops I knew grew up, steered a lot of people in the right direction in life and got into the profession to serve others. The other voting options are less ideal than that, in my opinion. I posted the following in another thread, and we won't go through that here, but you can on your own leisure. So, Stilitus voted cops. None of the above. Two-party preferences will steal my vote. See, this is the thing. You can't lose your vote. You know, you may feel frustrated that the miner you vote for doesn't get in, but you can still help fund them. You still help them get money as opposed to giving that money to the big parties who don't need it. They've got enough money. They've got enough people providing funds for them. From law and order flows everything else. I voted cop. Still 0% for the political staffer. Shocking. Yes, well, it didn't go up. Great poll. You forgot the union official. Yes, well, there wasn't any. There's none running at the moment. This is based on the people that are running in my electorate right here. And none. Solid gold. Here we go. The horrifying result. I guess Pauline Hanson is the best person to run our country. Rock, man, do, keeper of the stones. So there we go. I mean, you may not like Pauline, but they've got some reasonable policies, and she says it like it is. And a lot of what the media says about her, a lot of people are shocked when they actually listen to her themselves. They're going, oh, actually, yeah, that's not too bad. We'll have to see. Nick is going, I'm saying nurse or midwife because they may be more caring and holistic, not because of the Rona. Well, why do people want caring politicians? Depends on the small business type. Side note, I think a certain ex-fish and chip shop owner is basically used as approved controlled opposition to make discussions an important societal issue publicly unpalatable. Really? Yeah, we'll see. I think the media are using Hanson for that. I don't think that's controlled opposition. But the problem is people can get around that now. If people dig a little deeper and look at the policies, One Nation aren't a racist party by any measure. They're not right-wing fanatics. If anything, they're centre-left. If you look at some of the policies they have. Here we go, CJ. The small business owner is the worst choice. They're either not competent as a business owner, hence they have the need to run for politics. Well, then why are all the other people running for politics, CJ? Why is the nurse? Maybe, they're probably not competent as a nurse. Why do you want them running for politics? Or the police officer, why do you want them running for politics? Or they're corrupt as anything and are seeking to use a position for their own personal benefit. Come on. Seriously? What did I say to this one? I asked if they're a civil servant. You must be the political staffer. No, but I know businessmen who are very successful, and I think their motives for entering politics is the latter of those two. I don't even know what a civil servant is in Australia. Okay, then how then you probably hang out with shitty people. What's that saying about your character, CJ? Come on. No cop, please. That's an easy one. Business people are not good government. See the Liberals. Liberals are not entirely business people, mate. There are a lot of lawyers in the Liberals. Okay. So, this is the best poll I've seen in ages. Says a lot. Whoever is advocating for smaller government. I don't think any of them are. I'd vote for the cop. Small business owner equals dodgy. Really? What did I reply there? It's because see, this is the question. People say shit like this, and I go, well, if you run a small business, are you dodgy? Is that a sign of your character if you think that? Come on. I think people whose entire existence and entire livelihood is based on money forcefully taken from others and are in a business, government, or department or something that has got no competition, how can they run how would they be any good in politics? They'd be good at playing politics, but would they be good leaders and managers for our country? Are they the people you want, who've never had to really appreciate the fact what a free market is and what the challenges businesses face? Small business owner, part of the reason I voted for Pauline Hanson from Sunrise. None voting for myself from now on, from Karen, and I don't know if they were running. Funny how many went business owner, because running a country should be run like a business. Is the worst idea ever. Why? No civil service that relates to the welfare of the people should be the profit before consideration. What did I reply to this one? Charities need to be run like businesses to survive. Charities don't need a guaranteed income like government does. What? In fact, government actually has an interest in providing services like free healthcare because, the people alive pay taxes. Okay. Yeah. Now, here's the thing, mate. The government can just milk farmers for money. They don't need to. Or they'll just generate money or borrow money from the Reserve Bank and then indebt us for the future. You know what? Let's. Do I have that chart here? I probably don't. Not on this one. Oh, $1.3 billion worth of government debt, everyone. Yeah. Still. No, it's not on here. I don't have it up. The ex-cop, he has some experience of good and bad when he resigned from the force, and he chose good. None of the above, sadly, and I said that's all my choices. So I'll let you go through the rest of these. Another engineer, small business owner, none, and Trump. So, okay. Who will probably win? Who will probably win, everyone? Well, this is the electorate, and it's been 2001 was Labour, 2004 Labour, 6 Labour, 9 Labour, 12 LNP, then Labour, and Labour. And you can see, I mean, this is a working class area around here, guys. And if we go again, we can see, you know, two-party preferred. Labour have not needed, except in this 2015, they haven't or in 2012 they lost, and 2015 they needed preferences. But they haven't needed preferences. They've been over 50%. First preference. So, who are the candidates we have? We've got the Greens, we've got Labour, we've got LNP, we've got the Informed Medical Options Party and the Animal Justice Party. Now, as I was saying, let's refresh you all with the poll that we took and the results that we got. So we'll go up here. The COP, 5%. Okay, who's the COP? The COP is, let's see, the COP that got 5% is LNP. Okay, the political staffer who got 1% is actually Labour. Most likely to win, will probably win. The nurse midwife is from the Greens. The civil servant is from the Animal Justice Party. And the small business owner is from the Informed Medical Options Party. So there you go, everyone. It's interesting to see. So, looks like the political staffer is probably going to be the one representing this electorate at the Queensland state election. So what's the solutions? Oh, there he is. The solution is to become politically active. If you keep voting in the same type of people, how is anything going to change? You know, I would love quotas in Parliament where we limit the type of professions that we have in there. I think we've got too many lawyers. I think we've got too many teachers, too many unionists. You know, we need to have a cap on all those. Maybe we need to have a spread of all of the different professions that come together. Or people need to learn that they can't waste their vote, use their preferences. A lot of people think they can waste it. Use it. You know, it's a very powerful tool. Our voting system is actually one of the best in the world. If you don't trust it, you can get observers that sit there and they can monitor it, can cross-check it. We've got a paper trail that you can go through. So it is more rigorous. It's different to the US, everyone. We'll have to see. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments down below. Who would you vote for? Are you surprised at the result? Would you still vote for the small business owner, or do you want that political staffer? What connections do you think someone who's spent their time working for a politician would have with average normal people? As always, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can sign up for SelfWealth or Stake. Use our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. Buy a merch from HeiseSays. Use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint or support us via PayPal. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.